right, well, welcome everybody. Thanks for hopping on today. Welcome to the Sunday morning Quantum Transcendence Gathering, where our primary purpose is to create a community of like-minded, like-hearted individuals that inspire, encourage, and support one another along our individual and collective journey towards personal transformation. Our focus does not rest upon what beliefs, habits, or behaviors have led us to this group, rather on the vision we hold for our future and how our growing collective can help support us in the achievement of our goals. We are not a religious group, nor do we follow a specific spiritual tradition. Our wish is that this remain a conflict-free atmosphere, honoring and respecting all forms of spiritual and personal growth so long as they cause no harm. We do not yet follow any specific literature at this time and are open to sharing the various methods of transformation that have worked for our members. Our group does not exist to make any person or group choice right or wrong, but solely to support and inspire personal growth for both the individual and the collective.
Today, we have a very special guest speaker. She owns a practice called English Oak Healing. I've recently met Nicki, and from the brief conversation I had, she's absolutely phenomenal. She's a true spirit. And she works with other people to basically help them break through their own struggles to return to peace. She has incredible background, and I recommend going on her website, English Oak Healing, to just check it out because she's very humble and my mind was blown. She's like a former Olympic athlete and it just, you know, her own struggle and, you know, getting hurt and stuff like this allowed her to just kind of give that realm up and decide she wanted to just go all in on spirit, which is just cool. And I think that's what we all have in common. We're like going in on spirit right now. So with that said, I would like everybody to welcome Nicki. She's going to take the mic over. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. And welcome to this incredible meeting, this incredible group. And each of you have your own, obviously bring your own unique story and your own awareness. And this is all being shared in the group right now. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. What was really interesting is when I was meditating on what needed to show up for the group, and it only showed up, Sarah invited me a week ago. I've been meditating each day to try and see what this group was wanting to hear. And obviously you were all participating in that. So this is, first of all, the topic was very surprising to me. That's probably part of what you brought to this. And also what surprised me was that I'm actually well qualified to actually teach this. So when you need to teach something, that's the lesson you need to know the greatest. So that's thanks to you for enabling me to show up in this way. So back to you. So as Carl mentioned, I did grow up as an athlete. That came with a lot of restriction, contraction in my body and my mind, a lot of fear, paralyzing fear, self-loathing, self-destructive thoughts frequently from a very young age. Extreme perfectionism. An example of that was at school, and the headmaster or the principal of the school asked the caretaker, could I write out a sign for the bathroom that said closed? And he said my handwriting was neat, that's why he asked me. I was totally paralyzed. I could not write. I could not figure out where to start, how big to make it, how to fit it on the page. And so the caretaker just grabbed it and just wrote it and did it himself. So I was really stuck in that place, which I didn't recognize at that time as pain. I just thought that's how I was, and nobody else was like that. So my early memories, because this is a talk around divine love, my early memories of love was when my uncle came to visit, and I ran up to hug him, and he squeezed me so tight I had bellyache for the rest of the day. And the next time he squeezed my ear so tight that this was not okay, to hug and show that I had earache for the rest of the day. So we have experiences like this. If we're not aware, we don't know we have that choice. And that was where I was at, which was what led me to live in that blame victim consciousness, not knowing I had a choice. Can you still hear me? Because the video's freezing up. Can you hear? Can you hear? Kyle? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Just
Sorry, I was on mute.
okay. Sorry. I just wanted to keep it easy. I haven't got greatest reception here. And one of my earliest memories when I actually stood in the presence of love and was really, truly allowed myself to be vulnerable. The moment that I knew that it was my grandmother alive. And my granddad was in the room, and I just whispered, leant down and whispered in her ear and said, I love you. And I was almost afraid that she would hear me. But I know the energy goes where it needs to go. But that was the first time I was able to do that. So that is why this path from total constriction to expansion, where I'm evolving to now, enables me to speak to a lot of people. And we all have something to share with this. My path as an athlete and the path I took from that has showed me certain things. The first of all was to notice contrast. So my path as an athlete led to physical pain as part of it, which I did recognize. Something hurt. I knew something hurt. I didn't really own it as part of myself. I didn't know I could do anything about it particularly, or I was responsible for creating a lot of that pain. But I went to train as a physical therapist. So I could, okay, I can fix the pain. That's the control part of me wanting to change, wanting to fix something. Then I started to, I got exposed to craniosacral therapy and realized how the emotion can get held in the body and it can release emotion from the body, and that can free the body, you can feel better. So all the time I'm looking for expansion. And then I discovered Body Talk, which is interesting, coming full circle with this group. It's based on quantum physics. And you have to get out of the way, ask innate wisdom, the higher power. You just to surrender your own will and to ask and to listen to what needs to happen. And heart math, the tapping on the chest, was based on the research of heart math. So every heartbeat carries thousands of frequencies, which carries it to all the cells in the body. So tapping, and I'll use this a lot today, but just to have a background with that, if you're not aware of that, it's storing a change, like a sunset, the aha moments you have, you're storing that change. And also it's a way to release. So it depends on your intention, it will help with both. And the Body Talk also includes tapping the head to connect the brain, the nervous system, to what it needs to wake up to. So it's really interesting, the connections coming around with this as well. So that rose my awareness, my conscious awareness of surrendering my will, my control, and having that awareness then gave me the choice and the freedom, which is simple. I have a simple thing: awareness equals choice equals freedom. And it's just to keep reminding yourself that. The second piece I want to share through my story is separating from the pain. Now, I didn't realize it was an emotional pain until I was in my mid-20s. When I went to someone for core energetics, I was interested in exploring. Someone recommended that to me, and she spoke about the emotional pain I was in. And the stoical British athlete, guarded heart, is like, what the heck are you talking about? I don't have any pain. What is pain? What's emotional pain? I had no awareness of that concept. I was in extreme pain, but I had no clue. So that, again, that kept me in the victim. I had no awareness of what that was. And that was what I was trying to destroy. That was what I was trying to hurt. That's what I was trying to stop. So if you separate from that, you realize that's not who you are. It brings that choice of where you want to put your energy and gives you that freedom again. So if I am not this pain, I am empowered and have choice. So a way to do that, a very simple analogy would be to be on a cliff, overlooking the ocean, seeing the waves of emotion coming and going, and not being attached to what happens with that. You're separate from it. So that's a very big step, looking back. And I didn't suddenly get this. It's just looking back now. And thank you all for encouraging me to do that. I can have some of these steps more clearly. The third one, choose and practice expansion, like Carl leading the meditation, joining groups like this, or join this group, or you have, but encourage others to join this group. Integrate, we call them limpets in England, but barnacles. I think they're the same thing, like a mollusk with a shell, a dome shell, and they stick so hard. I remember as a kid, mean, I wasn't trying to hurt them, but just like if you did hit them hard, there's no way you'd make it budge, and that's what we do to our hearts. But if you just gently lever underneath the side, that ego mind that wants to hold on so tightly will get to the point, if you shine enough love on it, it'll get to the point that it will let go. And that's what allows you to open. And I remember years ago, I was on a merry-go-round. There's things that just spin, you can jump on, you run, and then you jump on it. There's a bunch of kids on, so I was stuck on the outside, and being a control freak, it was way too fast for me. I panicked and wanted to get off. So I jumped off, but I wouldn't let go. So I just dragged along the ground. That's what we do. We just will not let go. It's so painful, so intense, but the freedom is just to release. And that's when the pain stops. So clearly that's why I needed to raise my knees like that. So meditation, gratitude, as Carl brought in. These are all ways to add expansion. I'm sure you have all your own ways of doing this, but particularly I want to bring what has helped me, especially if I notice my old patterns kicking in. First of all, deal with anything, any new stuff or acute pain. We'll do a meditation on this. You need to address that, not to pretend it's not there. But once you know there's a pattern in your life and you start to notice it kicking in, I just go straight to a thank you meditation and just repeat thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So my brain can't get in, the ego can't kick in, and it just dissolves it. And it stops it right there. So do not allow it, do not engage with it at that level, at that stage. And the other thing you're probably pretty familiar with, EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. You can use it in different ways. There's plenty online on that. I can share more with that, but just very briefly, you're tapping through meridian endpoints. So inside the eye, outside, we'll use this a little bit during meditation to release some of what you're storing from your brain. So these are some, and obviously with Carl was mentioning nature, ocean, mountains, Reiki can be helpful, yoga, movement, Tai Chi. I found movement very helpful for me. That was my place to have that connection and expansion in my body and to move away from the contraction of my life. And it's not a blame of anything other than I was not aware that I didn't have to feel that way. So again, awareness brings choice, brings freedom. This is what this group brings. And then the final part, which isn't really a final part, but just what I'm finding more and more is just if you step back, observe, and just shine love on that part that's hurting and in pain, that's when it can dissolve and transcend. Which is easier said than done. Because just saying that now, when I was in that place, I didn't love myself enough to do that. So it's a step-by-step process. You guys, I had 8 concussions to get me through this process because I was so resistant. So we all go through our own stages. It's not better or worse. I clearly had to go from the physical, the emotional, spiritual, all those pieces to get to transcend what I needed to, which has made me like, not an expert, you know what I mean? Not of an ego way, but just able to help people in that way who are sort of struggling in each area. So just checking this. So I want to do a couple of meditations. The first one is for someone like me who started off not being able to feel a lot of love, not being able to connect to a high divine connection. Once you have, you'll live much more in that divine love expansion place, and you don't need to necessarily use any of these specific steps or any tools. You're going to transcend that. But before you get to that place, it's really helpful to have some of these tools. So I'm going to bring in a couple of tools with the meditation. So, but just shut your eyes, don't overthink it. It's like throwing up a pile of leaves in the fall and just throwing it up in the air with great fun and exuberance, and just seeing where it wants to settle. You'll catch some of the leaves, the rest, everything will look different. You won't be able to know exactly what it is. So that's my hope today for you guys and for myself. So what I'd like you to do is just shut your eyes and just get comfortable. If you have glasses on, I always find I like to take my glasses off so I don't see too much. And just rest your arms in your lap. You may want a pen and paper, which is a bit late now if you don't have any. If you want to, or just make a mental note or jot something down if you want to do that. And I want you to connect to a time of extreme pain. Whether that's been extreme fear or anger, lack of love, shame, rejection, whatever comes into your mind. And just keeping your eyes shut, I want you to just connect to that emotion more and start to allow that to free up. And you keep your eyes, put your finger in the roof of your mouth, finger, index finger in one hand to the roof of your mouth, your just above your eyes, the side of your head, top side of your head. And just take some deep breaths in, all the way in, to get into touch with what you're feeling. And all the way out, to let that release. And then use one hand to tap your head lightly and your chest. Don't overthink this. And again, another really deep breath all the way in as far as you can. And all the way out. Tap your head and your chest to connect and store that change. And one more deep breath in. And all the way out. Then what I want you to do is using your eyes, inside eyes, but physically moving your eyes. Look to where you're holding this in your body and mind. This fear or lack of love, this emotion, whatever it is you're feeling. And then staying connected deeply to this feeling. Start tapping on the inside of your eyes. These are some of the meridian endpoints, where the eyebrow meets the top of your eye, above your eye. And just really feel as much as you can with everything you have. Really visualize yourself being there in that situation that causes so much pain. And bring a tap into the outside of the eyes. And keep looking in the direction. Your eyes may want to shift direction. And then underneath your eyes. And just describe in your mind, and I'm talking as well, but just you'll catch what you need to with this. Describe what your feelings, if you're talking to your best friend, your dog, your cat, as you tap through the points. So this pain, whatever it is, you name it, I feel it in wherever it is in your body. This pain is taking over. Put your tap underneath and the chin groove. So just under your lips. I cannot stop it. I want it to stop. Underneath your collarbone in the center of each side. You can use both hands. And under your armpit. This is too much to bear. I can't stand it. It's pain. And the top of your head. And just keep moving some points. You won't necessarily remember them all. But just go through the ones you remember. Just keep going with the feeling. I don't want to feel it. It's too much. I can't stand it. All this pain. You know, I wonder what I'm believing that's creating this pain right now. What am I thinking? Maybe I could do something about it. Maybe I could think something differently. You just question what you can shift with that. Keep doing the tapping. Maybe something like, I'm not lovable. It's all my fault. I don't deserve what I want. All these things are attracting more of that into your life. And as you feel that settle down and reduce in intensity, it's come to the age that the first felt this pain. And I'm going to use the word her just because I can't hold in my mind both at once. Well, to verbalize that, hold her in love. And just state out loud, I hold you in love. Just visualize her, feel her. You are safe to let go now. And then step back and observe as love pours out of your heart into her. And then notice the pain starts to dissolve. Then tap your chest. Just take a deep breath in and all the way out. I just want to move straight into another second meditation, which can be used as a daily practice to clear anything in the way of your experience of divine love. So just take another breath in, all the way out. Tap your chest to release anything from the first meditation. And just set your intention. How can I be more loving? How can I be more kind? How can I share more greatly? And show me what needs to come to my awareness and release for the highest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And tap your chest. So connect to an experience that brings you great love and peace. Whether it's something out in nature, or a person, or a pet, or animal friend rather. And immerse yourself into this experience with all your senses. Breathe that into every cell of your body. And tap that into your chest. From this place, see yourself taking a walk down a trail towards the woods. The trail winds down a hill through a meadow of flowers. It becomes narrower as you approach the woods. You can feel the warm sunshine on your skin, the breeze on your face, hear the birds singing, smell and taste the fresh, damp air and earth in the air, and see the vibrant beauty that surrounds you. As you enter the woods, you immediately see a huge tree standing in front of you, blocking your view. Use your eyes to look into your body to see where this dense energy is. Maybe a strong limiting belief system or dense dis-ease in your body. Step back a little and shine the light of love onto this part. As it dissolves, you'll have a clearer view. Now you see other smaller trees. Ask it which ones need to clear. Use the healing power of divine love to pour in until the tree merges with it. Now you can step back even more and put your attention towards the space between the trees. This space of pure existence, beyond concepts of time and space and matter. Nothing and everything together is one infinite source. And tap your chest. Bringing your attention back to the woods, you now notice a river of divine love running through. Notice any areas with fallen trees or rocks that disturb the flow. Using your eyes for direction, shine the light of awareness on these parts. See yourself standing in this stream of divine love with your feet rooted strongly into the earth and your arms reaching up and out into this radiant light. I am powerful. I have a choice. I can connect to this experience of love energy at any time. You look around you and everything is exquisitely beautiful and richly colored. The sounds, the scents. This is heaven on earth. You tap your chest. Radiate this new higher vibration of love energy outwards from your heart and extend further and further to all parts of the world where it is needed the most. You tap your chest. From this place of deep connection, you notice a still pool in the stream of divine love. You see your reflection in the water. You see this is who you are. You are one with divine love. Nothing to prove, nothing to defend. Simply being present is your gift. As you look into your eyes, affirm, I am divine love. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. And tap your chest. And I just want to finish up with a letter from divine love that I was asked to read out. There'll be many times you forget me, but I will gently tug on you to bring you back. I have always been there for you, but you have shut the door to me. I will whisper to you in the still moments, in the sunset, in the gently bubbling stream, softly reminding you of who you really are. Remember to come to me, to listen to me so we can move as one soul, intimately part of the whole. When you forget who you are and the pain is so great, I'll be a light for you to show you the way. But you must be strong and reach out. You must be willing. Keep seeking, my sweet child, and you'll find your way back to knowing you are divine love. And tap your chest. And when you're ready, take your time. Slowly start moving your hands and feet, arms, legs. Come back into the room, open your eyes.